let's talk about why your life is miserable, quote unquote, because I'm not sure if you're really telling the truth. In this life, pain is inevitable, but misery, suffering is 100% optional. This is a hot take, but what if I told you if you're miserable, it's 100% your fault? You might say, that's crazy. Bad things happen to good people all the time, and that's not fair. But what if I told you that your own mind is multiplying your pain and making it worse, and that you have the power to stop it? And whatever it is that you're going through, it's about how you react or don't react to whatever it is that's going on. That is what is called equanimity. Equanimity is your level of okayness. If your equanimity is high enough, you will never generate any misery in your life. Let me tell you a story. I used to be a semi-truck driver. I was picking up a load of beer down in San Diego, and I had really low fuel. The company tells you where to fuel, and they don't want you to fuel in San Diego because it's very expensive. So I miscalculated how much fuel I had because beer is very heavy, and I ran out of fuel with this big semi-truck as I was getting on to Interstate 5, right on the on-ramp, one of the busiest interstates in all of America. Everyone was flipping me off. They were honking at me, cursing me out. And yeah, I did make a mistake. But there was a way to get around me, so I didn't block the entire ramp. But still, I made people miserable, quote unquote, didn't I? But it was how they reacted. Here's what happened next. I went and walked to the gas station to buy diesel fuel, and I had to go back and forth 3 or 4 times. It was a struggle. I needed to put in 25 gallons to get the truck to start again. And one of the times I was going back and forth to the gas station, I was getting really agitated and angry in my mind at myself. Why did I make this dumb mistake? And I felt the stress of the people that I was inconveniencing, and I felt bad. And I forgot that I left my keys in my truck, and I locked myself out of the semi-truck. Luckily, I had my phone, and I called the guy to come and break into the semi-truck, and he couldn't break in. He tried for hours, but it was a brand new Volvo, and he couldn't get in. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, because my company, their policy is you have to pay for all this. And us truck drivers, we only make a few $100s a day. This whole day ended up costing me over $1,000 between the fuel, between the locksmith. He eventually got it out open. But by that time, I was out of hours of service. I couldn't even drive the truck legally. I had to crawl forward at 4 miles an hour, turn around a busy 8-lane road, and then try to go find a parking spot in urban San Diego. It was an absolute nightmare. To top it all off, as I was filling the can with diesel fuel one day, to get the truck started again, the pump was so powerful, it shot into the diesel fuel can, and it splurted right back in my eyes. I had diesel fuel all in my eyes. And I was so angry. Sometimes in life, I think things happen to your eyes to make you see. To make you see that it's your own emotional state that is causing you to get agitated at whatever it is that's happening, and it's making it worse. And then because you're agitated, you're acting out of balance, and things are getting worse and worse. And it's a domino effect. Things got really bad because of myself, and I was very miserable. And I cried myself to sleep after trying to get the diesel fuel out of my eyes, but they were still burning. And life can be like that sometimes. You get so mad at yourself because you know you created your own misery. You know it's your fault. And you multiply it when you don't have to. The way to get out of it is to just observe. Observe your reality as it is. Whatever pain, whatever suffering that you do have, just observe it, experience it, and don't react to it. Don't multiply it. Because the moment you do that, everything gets way worse. We are responsible for our own happiness. We are responsible for our own happiness and not the happiness of anyone else. And you never will be. There are some people you'll meet in your life that are absolutely miserable. And there is nothing you can do for them. And there will never be anything you can do. Because you cannot control people and how they react to certain stimuli that happens and how people will react to you. You're going to make people miserable in your life. And ultimately, you are just the messenger for their greater awakening. You're just a mirror to show them that they are responsible for their own emotional well-being, for their own happiness, and to avoid their own misery. And money doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make you happy. And just because you're poor doesn't mean you have to be miserable. You can turn your mind on a dime and make it into a positive thing and see the glass is half full instead of half empty. You have much more power, but it's all in your mind. It's all in your mind because you create your own reality. And you're responsible in every moment. Yes, things happen in life. Pain is inevitable. You will go out and get injured at some point. But that pain is just merely a physical sensation. And you don't have to let your mind perceive that pain and multiply it and create suffering. You can decouple the physical sensation that you're experiencing and the mental story that you're telling yourself about what is occurring physically. And you'll be so much happier when you do. And it'll be so much easier to see and have compassion for yourself. Because at the end of the day, we're all just human, having this experience of a painful physical body. We're all just out here. And we don't need to spread any more misery than it is already being spread. On a bigger scale, misery looks like war, where countries attack other countries just because they feel like they're different or separate. That's been going on for a long time. But it doesn't have to be that way. Just because something has been going on a long time doesn't mean it has to continue. You can break the chain. And it starts with you. No one else can do this for you. No one else is going to save you from misery. There is no magic pill to buy. It must come from facing it, whatever it is that's going on. And me, I'm happy. I moved abroad. I'm making new friends. I chose to change my circumstances. Not because that alone in itself will solve any problem, but once you decouple yourself from your misery, you realize you don't have to stay where you are. And things will naturally progress in your life. I've seen it before many, many times. As you raise your vibration, you get out of your negative thought cycles, the shackles and bonds that hold you down. Your life naturally changes and evolves. Change is the only constant thing in this universe. Everything is always changing, changing, changing. No miserable situation is eternal. So, brighten yourself up a bit. Realize that you have a lot of power. Much more power than you think you did. The power to generate your own happiness in spite of misery, in spite of pain. I love you. Thank you for being here. My name's Daniel. Like and subscribe and share this video if you resonated with it. So, thanks for being here. Have a good one.